Hey viewers, welcome to African Tales by Afi. Please kindly click the subscribe button to get notified for more amazing stories. The sun was beginning to hide behind the clouds in the small town of Aida. Children were running home from school, women were returning from the market, and the roads were busy with bicycles, kiki, and old buses that puffed out smoke like angry dragons. Among all the noise and movement, one girl stood out. Her name was Amara. Amara was not like the others. She didn't wear fine clothes or carry a shiny school bag. Her dress was patched in 3 places, her slippers had been repaired more times than she could count, and her small hands held a basket of oranges. Every evening after school, she helped her mother sell fruits by the roadside. "Come and buy sweet oranges," she called out, her voice clear and cheerful despite the tired look in her eyes. Just across the road, a sleek black car came into view. It was big, shiny, and moved like a cat, quiet but fast. Inside the car sat Toba, the town's youngest billionaire. People always whispered about him. Some said he was too proud. Others said he was lonely. No one really knew, because Toba didn't talk to people much. He wasn't even supposed to be in Aida. He had come from the city to escape his noisy life, to hide from the cameras and reporters who followed him everywhere. He just wanted peace. But peace was not what he got that day. Amara bent down to pick up an orange that had rolled into the road. She looked left, then right. The road seemed clear, so she dashed out. Screech! The sound of tires tearing against the road made everyone freeze. A loud thud followed. Toba slammed the brakes, his heart thumping wildly. "No, no, please no," he whispered, jumping out of the car. There on the ground, lying still with oranges scattered around her, was Amara. People rushed forward. "Toba! What have you done?" a woman screamed. "It was an accident," Toba cried, holding up his hands. "I didn't see her." An elderly man touched Amara's wrist. "She's breathing, but she's hurt badly." Without thinking, Toba scooped her up in his arms. "Get in the car," he shouted to the crowd. "Help me take her to the hospital." "No," said an old market woman. "You're a big man. You'll abandon her after this. We don't trust your kind." But Toba didn't listen. He gently placed Amara in the back seat, called for help on his phone, and sped off toward the nearest clinic. Hours later, Amara opened her eyes. Everything was white: the bed, the curtain, the nurse's uniform. Her leg was bandaged, and her head throbbed. "Mama," she murmured. "No, it's okay. You're safe," said a gentle voice. She turned her head and saw a tall man sitting beside her. He wore a fine shirt and had tired eyes that looked sorry. "Who are you?" she asked weakly. "I'm Toba," he said softly. I hit you with my car. I'm so sorry." Amara blinked. "Oh. Okay." That surprised Toba. No anger, no fear. Just calm acceptance. "Are you in pain?" he asked. "A little," she said. "But it's not the worst pain I've felt." Toba looked confused. "What do you mean?" Amara smiled faintly. "Sometimes we sleep hungry. That's worse." His heart broke at her words. "Where is your mother?" "She's probably looking for me," Amara said. "She sells roasted maize 2 streets from our house." "I'll send someone to find her," Toba promised. And until you're better, you'll stay somewhere safe, with me. With you? She asked, eyes wide. I live in a big house, Toba said. Plenty of food, soft beds, and no loud roads. Amara laughed quietly. Sounds like a fairy tale. Toba smiled. Well, maybe we can make it your real tale. Just then, the nurse came in. Mr. Toba, the doctor says she needs rest. You can return tomorrow. Toba nodded. As he stood up to leave, he looked back at Amara. I'll be back, he said. I promise. And for the first time in a long while, Amara believed someone. The next morning, Amara woke up to the smell of warm bread and fried eggs. She blinked slowly, expecting to see the small ceiling of her one-room house. But instead, she saw white walls, curtains like clouds, and a nurse smiling at her bedside. Good morning, sunshine, the nurse said kindly. You have a visitor. Before Amara could ask who, Toba walked in, holding a tray with steaming food. I made you breakfast, he said, trying not to sound nervous. Well, I told my cook to make it, but I carried it myself. Amara sat up slowly. That's a lot of food. You need to eat well to get strong, he replied, placing the tray in front of her. As she took a bite, her eyes widened. Mmm. This is delicious. Toba chuckled. Glad you like it. Just then, the door opened and in rushed a woman with tired eyes and calloused hands, Amara's mother, Mama Neka. My child! Oh my sweet Amara, she cried, hugging her tightly. I thought I lost you. Amara held her mother close. I'm fine, Mama. The man who hit me, he helped me. He's kind. Mama Neka turned to Toba, her eyes full of worry and confusion. You're the man? She asked sharply. Yes, Ma, Toba said respectfully. I hit her by mistake, and I couldn't sleep all night. I promise I want to make things right. She looked him up and down. Rich men always talk sweet. But we don't live in your world, sir. We eat with our hands and count every coin. Toba nodded slowly. Then maybe it's time someone from my world helped yours. Mama Neka didn't respond, but she didn't chase him away either. That was a start. 2 days later, the doctor said Amara could leave the clinic, but she still needed rest. Toba offered again. She can stay in my home until she's better, he said. There's space. She'll have everything she needs. Mama Neka hesitated. You want to take my only child to your mansion? You can come too, Toba said quickly. Both of you. It's just temporary, I swear. Amara looked at her mother with hopeful eyes. Mama, please. I want to go. I want to see what a big house looks like. Mama Neka sighed. Fine. But if you try anything funny, you can slap me, Toba finished with a grin. And that was how Amara and her mother arrived at Toba's mansion. It was the biggest house Amara had ever seen. The gate alone was taller than the mango tree in their backyard. The living room had soft chairs, golden decorations, and a television as wide as a window. Are you sure we are not dreaming? Mama Neka whispered. Amara laughed and twirled in the middle of the room. Mama, look! My feet don't even touch the floor when I sit on this chair. Toba came in, smiling at their reactions. Come, let me show you your room. He led them to a guest wing where two beds stood side by side, dressed in blue silk sheets. Amara jumped on the bed. "Ah, it's like sleeping on clouds." That night, after a delicious dinner, Amara and Toba sat outside under the stars. "You're different," Toba said. "Different how?" Amara asked. "You're not afraid of me. Most people see my cars and money and run." Amara shrugged. "I don't care about cars. You gave me food, you helped my mama, and you made me laugh. That's what matters." Toba stared at the stars. "I wish everyone thought like you." Amara looked at him. "Are you lonely?" Toba didn't answer right away. Then he nodded. "Sometimes. I have everything, but no one really sees me." "I see you," Amara said softly. "You're a kind man." And just like that, something gentle and quiet began to grow between them. A friendship that felt like sunshine after rain. But not everyone was happy. Far away, in a tall building in the city, Madame Aduk, Toba's stepmother, sat with narrowed eyes. One of her spies had told her everything. "So, the boy has picked up a poor girl from the street?" she hissed. "This will ruin our plans." Beside her, Toba's cousin sneered. "Should we bring her here and scare her off?" Madame Leduc smirked. "No. Let her settle in. Let her feel safe. Then, we strike." And so, while Amara was smiling and exploring her new world, a storm was quietly gathering behind the curtains. Amara had never known a morning so peaceful. In her new bed, wrapped in soft sheets, she listened to the gentle chirping of birds and the hum of quiet music playing from a speaker she still didn't know how to operate. She stretched, yawned, and smiled. "Mama," she called. "Wake up! We have pancakes this morning." Mama Neka groaned. "Pancakes again? Is that what rich people eat every day?" Amara giggled. "Better than boiled yam and dry pepper." They both laughed and walked down the wide marble stairs toward the dining room. Toba was already there, dressed neatly in a pale blue shirt. "Good morning, Queens of Idera," he said with a playful bow. Mama Neka rolled her eyes. "This boy, behave yourself." Amara beamed. "Good morning, Toba." He pulled out chairs for them and served orange juice like a waiter. The house felt like a dream, but every passing day made Amara feel like she belonged more and more. After breakfast, Toba said, "I'm working from home today. Would you like to sit with me and learn what I do?" "Yes," Amara said immediately. Mama Neka raised an eyebrow. "Will she be paid?" Toba laughed. "I'll pay her in chocolate bars." "Deal!" Amara cheered. As Toba showed her his laptop, video meetings, and endless emails, Amara watched in awe. "You read and type all day?" she asked. "Mostly. Sometimes I talk to people about business," he explained. "And sometimes, I daydream." Amara smiled. "What do you daydream about?" Toba looked at her and shrugged. "About finding someone who doesn't care about my money, someone who sees me." She didn't say anything. But deep inside, she was beginning to understand what he meant. Meanwhile, in another part of the mansion, a tall, fancy-looking woman stood at the gate. She wore red lipstick, long braids, and a coat that didn't match the weather. Her name was Remy, Toba's cousin. "I'm here to see my dear cousin," she said sweetly to the guard. Yes, madam, he said and opened the gate. When Remy walked in, Amara was helping Tobal water the garden. She turned and wiped her hands when she saw the visitor. Good afternoon, Ma, Amara said, smiling politely. Remy raised her eyebrows. And you are? I'm Amara. I think you belong here more than anyone else. You're real. You're strong. You're everything I never knew I needed. She looked up at him. Really? He nodded. And I don't care what anyone says. I want you here. As long as you want to stay. Amara smiled faintly. Then I'll stay. But that night, as the moon rose above the mansion, a message was sent to Madame Leduc. The girl has captured his heart. Time to act. And miles away, Madame Leduc picked up her phone. Prepare the papers, she said. We're ending this foolishness tomorrow. The morning began like any other. Birds chirped softly as sunlight poured into the large mansion windows. But something in the air felt heavy, as though a storm was hiding behind the clouds. Amara was in the garden, humming and tending to the flowers she had planted with Toba. Mama Neka sat under the shade, peeling oranges and watching her daughter with pride. My daughter, Mama Neka said, you have blossomed like these flowers. You smile more now. Amara looked up. It's peaceful here. And Toba, he makes me feel seen. Seen? Mama Neka chuckled. As in he looks at you or he understands you? Both, Amara blushed. Just then, a black car rolled into the compound. The driver jumped out and opened the back door. A tall woman stepped out, dressed in gold jewelry, high heels, and a sharp expression. Her presence froze the air. Toba appeared at the doorway, his eyes wide. Mother? Amara's heart dropped. Madame Leduc. She strode past the maids, who bowed quickly. Toba! Is this the kind of girl you now keep under our roof? She demanded, her eyes fixed on Amara. Mama, please, Toba said calmly. Let's talk inside. I will not. Madame Leduc barked. You have embarrassed this family enough. A roadside girl? Really? What of Folklore, the senator's daughter? I don't love Folklore, Toba said plainly. And you love this girl? She sneered. Amara stepped forward, voice trembling. Good morning, Ma. Don't speak to me, Madame Leduc snapped. Do you think this is a fairy tale? You don't belong here. Toba stepped in between them. Mother, enough. Amara is not going anywhere. Madame Leduc waved her hand, and a man in a suit walked forward, holding papers. What is this? Toba asked. A contract. If you choose this girl, you lose your inheritance. The company, the properties, everything your father left you. Amara gasped. Toba, I don't need to read it, Toba interrupted. Tear it. The man looked confused. Sir? I said tear it, Toba repeated. The man hesitated. You would give up everything? Madame Leduc said, eyes narrowing. Toba turned to Amara. If I lose money, I can make more. But if I lose her, I lose everything. Amara's eyes filled with tears. Enough of this foolishness. Madame Leduc yelled. I did not raise you to be weak. You raised me to be lonely, he replied. Now I want joy. And she is my joy. There was silence. Then Mama Neck arose. Madame Duke, she said firmly. Your son has found something your riches couldn't buy, love. Don't throw it away because of pride. Madame Duke looked at Amara, really looked at her, for the first time. Her eyes softened just slightly. You remind me of someone, she said. Who? Amara asked quietly. Myself, Madame Duke muttered. Before I let the world harden me. She turned away, waved her hand, and walked back to her car. She didn't even say goodbye, Toba said. She didn't need to, Mama Neka smiled. She heard her son's heart. 2 months later, the mansion was filled with music, laughter, and the scent of fresh flowers. Guests in fine clothes danced and cheered. Children played, and old women sang blessings. Amara walked down the aisle in a simple but beautiful white dress, her heart pounding. At the end stood Toba, smiling like he'd won the whole world. As she reached him, he whispered, I told you love wins. She smiled. And you were right. The ceremony was magical. Even Madame Duke, sitting quietly in the front row, clapped softly when they kissed. Later at the reception, Mama Neka pulled Amara aside. You've walked through fire, my daughter. And now, you dance in the rain. Amara laughed. I think this is just the beginning. And she was right. That night, as they stood on the balcony looking out at the city lights, Toba said, I still wonder how someone like me met someone like you. Amara held his hand. Maybe it was fate. Or maybe, it was just a very lucky accident. And so, their love story, born from pain and powered by courage, continued, proving that even in a world full of doubt, love always finds its way home. Hello tribe, hope we enjoyed today's story. Please kindly put what you've learned in the comments section. Please remember to hit the like button.